Okay, we are live. Hi, dear friends. This is Wasima. Hope all is well for you. And I'm so happy to meet with you today. It has been a long time I didn't make a video. I was quite busy with things I am producing and books I'm writing and all this. So I'm really, really happy to be here today. And also, I wanted to welcome people who have subscribed to my channel. I'm really happy to welcome you in this channel. Hope to make more videos. I do videos by inspiration, and sometimes I set myself to a goal, but I don't stick with it because when I look into my priorities, I get lucky. Priority is to produce these texts for this year, to make these courses, and then YouTube starts to fall behind. But when I find some videos that are really interesting, I want to come and answer or talk with you about these videos. So there is this video that okay, I'm gonna say the right name. Kili. Oh my god, I'm so bad with the names. I'm really sorry, but well, there is 2 YouTube channels that have talked about this topic. I'm gonna put them below because I'm really bad with names. But I watch these videos and I watch these YouTube channels a lot, and I know that there is Sadhana also that made a video recently about this topic, about unpopular opinions about tarot decks and all this. So I wanted to come and bring you some thoughts I had when I watched these videos and ideas. And the first thing that came to me was really, I am so happy that we bring these ideas and these topics to YouTube because we are learning, and I really love that, we are learning to discuss together. We are learning to talk about what we really like and dislike in very respectful and open way. And there are, of course, many ways to express ourselves. And some people will choose the very harsh way, other will use like more soft way, etc. And everyone with his way or her way of discussing things bring that to the scene. And the first thing I want to say is that all what we say is just a mirror of what we are really and what we like and our own needs. Okay, so this is where I wanted to bring mostly today. So let's have an example. Okay, let's have an example and see how it goes. I've seen many things, criticizing, for example, the way we read cards. There are some people who use their intuition and others who use the traditional meaning, the hermetic meaning, the mystical meanings, etc. And it's really interesting to separate these two because for me, I don't see them really separate. I don't see the intuition as a goal or as a way of thinking or a way of being. For me, intuition is just a description of us connecting with something deep to bring messages. So intuition for me is just the way, is the road. So we cannot talk about the road as a way or thinking. It's not a doing thing. It's just a description of the way. So it's like a wire. It's like you are describing how the Wi-Fi works, but you cannot say the Wi-Fi is intuition. No, it is not. So this is really interesting to bring here because it helps us to define what we know and also refine what we are saying. It's really important. And also it's important to stay away from this is the way and there is nothing else. Because this way, in my opinion, it's like a religious thing, It's like, if you don't do it this way, it won't work. And to be honest, there are so many ways to approach things. When you approach, for example, when you are in the field of medical field or healthcare field, you can see a muscle from different point of views. A doctor will see a muscle not like the massage therapist or an osteopath. It's the same thing, but they will approach it differently. A plant can be seen from different ways or different perspectives. There are people who will use the plant as as a tool to extract something, as a medicine or something. There are others who will use the plant for tea. There are others who will use the plant to fight some insects. There are others who will use the plant or approach the plant as a spirit, but it's all the same thing. But there are different levels. It's like a building. You can approach it from different perspectives. You can stop in the level you want, and it doesn't mean that there is level better than another. It's just the way you approach a field, or you approach a subject. The other thing I talked about earlier is the need. When we talk about something, it really shows our deep need. So our deepest need. I saw some people talking about the lack of profundity in some YouTube videos or YouTube channels, and that says for me that the person who's speaking wants to go deeper. So instead of criticizing, for example, in YouTube there is no profound videos, what about going outside of YouTube, for example, and look for that deep things we want? It can be through books, it can be through courses. There are a lot of courses who offer deep things, and not all. I really believe that we can find very deep things sometimes in YouTube, but not always. Sometimes deep things need a circle, need an approach, need a way of teaching, way of transmitting the knowledge, and that needs sometimes to be in a course or through a book, through a structure. So sometimes it needs an experience, going deeper with experience, experience in practicing. So saying that there is not much deep things in YouTube, I really understand that, but it speaks about our need to go deeper. So go out of YouTube and look for that deep things you are looking for. Talking about I need to study I need to study divination, or no, divination is not good. Well, it just speaks about what you really want. You want to study, or you want to learn divination with tarot, so go for it. Not everyone will do your need or will fulfill your need. You need to fulfill it for yourself. So I just want to tell you, stop criticizing and go do the work, because this is really what your soul is looking for, what will really bring you more happiness, more joy, more feeling accomplished. There is something also interesting about the decks. I'm bringing a lot of things and quickly because I don't want it. I don't want for the video to be really long. But it's like when we bring a subject about, for example, let's say one of the subjects. What did come? Let me see the subjects. I wrote some stuff that came to me this morning. Protection, I want to be protected, or how can I be protected when I use tarot? It's a subject that came also from these two videos, and I think Killy, I think it's Killy, I'm not sure. But one of the comments she got was about this, how using the tarot, I need to be spiritual, I need to be protected, and all this. So this is again being having that need of being connected in order to use tarot, or the need to fill our heart, or have a space, or have a spiritual space, or have a spiritual approach to tarot. But that doesn't mean that this is the way for everyone. So really learn to when you feel that there is a critic coming in, transform it to, what do I really need in this, and how can I fulfill it? So hi Thomas, now I'm not doing readings. I am talking about some topics related to tarot, so thank you for listening. So talking about protection using tarot, there are other things, some decks that do not have companion books. Well, the Marseille didn't come with a companion book, and we need to learn how to use it, for example. So there are some tarot decks that don't have a companion book. There are oracle decks that do not have a companion book, and for me, it's really okay because this is the freedom of the creator. Again, if I say, okay, this deck need a companion book, that means that I just need to understand that deck. I would like to really go deep. So why don't I create these meanings and create that deepness for myself instead of waiting for the others to do it? And if I don't like the deck, I won't use it. So there is that, as a creator, as a deck creator, I really believe that every creator has the freedom to create whatever he wants, whatever she wants. And the clients have the freedom also to choose that product or not. They have this freedom. And that also they have the freedom, as I am client also, and I buy decks, I have that freedom to do whatever I want with the deck when I buy it. I can trim it, I can transform it, I can write on it, I can change it, I can remove cards from it, I can write meanings. And talking about that, let me show you something I did for one of my decks. Okay, so this is the Marielle. Hi, la magie sur terre. This is the Marielle deck, a deck that I really love, and I feel honored to use it. It allows me to connect deeply, and it's really a mystical deck, I would say. We got the devil, so today we are we are dealing with the devil. So this deck, I love it so much that I have decided to create. Not to sell, but to create an oracle deck, small oracle deck for this tarot, to add another layer of meanings. And this oracle deck, I created it with simplicity, and I put some symbols that spoke to me from the Marielle in order to use them and give more insights or give some keys in the reading. I used it and it works very well. I find it's like by creating something like that and being inspired, I'm not publishing it, so I won't say, okay, it's copyright. I created for myself. It helps me to construct a very personal relationship with this deck. I'm not obliged to stick with the meanings of the creator. I can create mine. I can use it intuitively, the word of the month. I can go and look in some encyclopedias or on Google to look for more meanings about symbol. So this deck, I have the freedom to create it, and I have the freedom. It's like I really, and this is one of the teachings I like to transmit. It's like remove any stereotype, any limits you have, any should and shouldn't. The only should you have is really to jump in, use it, use your decks, play with them, create with them, be friend with them. And when you don't want to play with them, it's okay. Play with something else. Play with oracle decks instead of tarot. Play with runes. Discover. Be open to discover. Be open to dislike. But it doesn't mean to judge. It means just that you need something else, or you need to develop a tool within you. So it's really important in our, especially for when we play with decks, and we believe maybe it's a stereotype that I have, but we believe that maybe we are spiritual and we are close to the spirituality. And being close to spirituality also means to understand the freedom of each of us, and that there is not just one way, and stopping that logic of bullying others and putting them in a box and closing that. Or just instead of that, just saying, okay, this is really important for me, instead of you should do that. This is really, we are in 2020, so it's like I really believe that we need to evolve in our way of exchanging together, of exchanging with maturity, believing in your wisdom, believing in my wisdom, and believing that tarot is existing because it wants to make us work. And this is one of the things it wants us to work, is our link with ourselves, our link with each other's, our links with our own needs, getting them out, and knowing what we are and what we love and what we hate. So I wanted to put that out. The other thing that wanted to came is the logic of criticizing a creation or a video, or the content of or the way someone make its videos and all this stuff. I think it's really also related to that consumerism logic of YouTube, consuming and taking for granted what is there. People who make videos take time. For me, for example, I'm taking time to make this video, and I'm really doing it with my heart, and I'm being really true to myself and true to you. And I'm loving this time, but at the same time, it is time, and time is precious. I'm doing this, but I'm putting something else aside to do this. So people who make videos, whatever is the content or the way they do it, or whatever they have inside these videos, they took time, they took effort, they are taking something from their schedule to make that video. So just for that, I would put like for all the videos, because it takes time to do it, especially for people who edit their videos and all this. Takes more time to do it. So it's really important to, as we are in this field, to really understand that we are in a market, and when a market that is free for all, but even if it's free, people are offering things with their hearts, with their true essences, and we need to honor that. Of course, sometimes it won't speak to us, and that's okay. We can pass. We can just say, okay, this doesn't speak to me, but we're not obliged to bully people. We're not obliged to put them in a box. Just pass by and let go. Okay, that's fine. Just that means that just I need to find something that resonates more with me. And we need to accept that variety exists, that diversity exists in all ways, all possible ways. So yeah, please do not take people or those who make videos for granted. It's an honor to receive them, receive us, receive all people, all these people in YouTube in their truth, because they are generous. They are offering something with their generosity. And it's okay. It doesn't fit. That's okay. Pass on. Just continue. It will just help you to know what you really want. Okay. Something else. Now I'm switching to more light topics about tarot. Talking about gilding in English. Talking about gilding, I talked about it several times. I did it once for one of my decks, but I decided to not do it anymore, because the products they make are chemical, and I really wish that creators stop using it, because we have enough chemical stuff in our lives. So I don't want really to have borders that are gold or silver or pink, whatever. Most decks do that. And I really, it's okay. Sometimes I buy them, but I really wish that they can stop, because they are chemicals, and I'm sensitive. And sometimes the smell, I really cannot stand it. So we really, I think we really need to also, maybe for the printers, anyway, for me, I will get back to myself. I really need to choose how to produce my decks and how to buy them. And also, I want to put more the focus on um, printing locally, like instead of printing in China. Thank you, Bastet. Instead of printing in China, I'm printing now a deck in China. It's Nest of Light that was founded in Kickstarter. And it costs a lot. Shipping costs a lot. Plus, the insecurity of the copyrights, stealing copyrights. We have seen some decks that have been. I'm not saying that this printer is not trustworthy. It's just that we have that fear, because we are not in that market. We don't know how it works, and there is also that. I want to produce more and more locally. I want for things to be more grounded where I live. When I produce something here locally, here where I live, or at least in the country next where I live, there is that grounding feeling that comes with it. I know that we are global. I know that paper can come from China, I know that even if the company is in Europe, it can, products come from everywhere else. But at least I have that feeling, I have that connection with people that are close, and I feel the grounding in the products I make. It has been really present. So I'm printing some decks here in Europe. I'm still waiting. Hope the quality will be as I am expecting. It won't be like in China, the gilding and all this stuff. But again, maybe unpopular opinion, I really believe that the deck is made to be played with, to be touched, to be damaged, to be used in all ways possible. And this is why I transmit. Now, some people will like that, some people won't like it. And I say, okay, the quality, I prefer it like matte and all this stuff. But I have a good quality of the cards. And the price is really interesting. It depends also about the quality. I don't have decks about 80, 80 US or so. But yeah, this is my freedom as a creator to transmit this value, this essence. So this is about gilding. Diversity. Talking about diversity, it gave me an idea about another deck. We'll see how that goes. But diversity, for me, it means just that we need to have something or to use something, we recognize ourselves in it. This speaks just for me about our need to have something similar to what we live, similar to us, to our beliefs, to our ethnic origins, etc. This is speaking about the need of belonging, having our place, having our space in this community. Hi, we are here. And I so much understand that. Coming from different cultures, I was born in North Africa, in a Muslim culture, and lived in many other cultures. I am international, but at the same time, I lived with Indians, with many nationalities, and I really understand that feeling and that need. So I think it's something really natural to have decks that look like what we know or what we, and for me it's really something natural. I don't see it as negative or as positive. It's just natural. It's a human thing, so yeah, why not if that allows people to feel that, connect with the deck, why not? That's awesome. And borders, before we go to other points, so borders, with borders or without borders, to be honest, borders sometimes add something. I tend to love borders for my decks. Some people don't like it. One of the last decks, we are making it with borders and without borders to have both choices. But because in both it looks nice, I would see. But I tend to choose depending on the prints or the I was thinking about this deck today, the alchemical tarot by Robert Place. And I was thinking, okay, what about removing the borders for this deck, because they appear like nothing, I don't feel the borders work well with this deck, so I might remove them. So it depends on the images and if I feel I need borders or not. So I don't have a static, I don't have static thing. I tend to love borders, but sometimes the drawings tell us what they want. Sometimes some drawings want to be free. Some drawings want to be closed because they need to have a continent, not to go in all the places. So I speak with the deck. I love speaking with the deck and letting him or her, depending on its spirit, to tell you what he wants. Sometimes some decks will tell you what crystals they want. Sometimes they will tell you what place they want. Speak with the deck, because it is a spirit for me. And coming from shamanic practice, I see the decks as spirits. So maybe unpopular opinion, I don't know, maybe. All right, so let me see if I forgot something about the ideas. I was really quick reversals or not reversals. No fixed opinion, because again, when you speak with the deck, and maybe this is really one way for me to do it, is it's like when you meet with clients, personalized. This is the word, personalized. In French we say personnalisé. That means every situation has a different reaction, a different decision you can make, etc. So every situation, every deck has its own personality, its own way of doing, and its own way of reading. And sometimes, when some people say, okay, I read reversals, I'm like, really? For me, I really don't know. It's the deck that decides. Because some decks will read reversals and will tell you about it, and some decks, no, they don't. So so it's really interesting where this discussion is leading. For me, it's leading to Britain. Yes. So the idea, okay, just trying to find the right words. So I'm feeling that talking about unpopular opinions, it's leading us to the segmentation or to the separation of what we are. It's like, again, to define what we are, but at the same time, define how we approach things. And that, for me, what is coming is really, I do not need a stable thing or a stable way of doing things or thinking about things. We evolve, we change all the time, and we need to stay open. This is the right word. Stay open to what can come. I have seen so many people changing their way of reading, changing their opinions about tarot decks. Some start with Marseille and stick with the Marseille. Some stay with Marseille and change to Lenormand, other systems. Some will read intuitively and go to read with others' meanings, other people's meanings, and then they come back to. And so we evolve, we change, we evolve all the time. Our cells change all the time. Can you imagine that our cells change all the time? Each days or each weeks, our skin changes. So this is what we need to accept about ourselves, is that we change and others change. So we cannot put ourselves and put others in boxes. We just need to embrace what we are living at the moment. Yeah. I hope that you found some profundity in this statement. Anyway, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to me, listening to this honest discussion I had with myself and with you, and that something spoke to you, to your heart. Please leave me comments if you found something that resonated with you. Okay, sending you much love, and hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.